What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today I want to talk about how the Oscars decline in ratings. We've seen everything that kind of interjects politics into it. Basically, it starts, to have a negative effect. The NFL, Marvel Comics, now we're seeing it in the Star Wars, and as normal, logical thinking people, I think we should all be happy that this is happening because what it's showing us is that people generally just don't like politics in the things that we are looking for enjoyment out of. We just don't. And like for me, I don't care if it's left-wing or right-wing politics. I don't want any of it like in my movies, in my sports, in my comics, in anything like that. I just don't want it. And I think that the majority of people feel the same as me. I personally don't care what side of the political spectrum you lie on. Like I've said before, I'm more interested in I just don't want you here talking to me if you're a radical right or a radical left. I want the 70% that, fall in the middle lying with me, but the crazies on the far right and the far left, the Alex Jones crowd or the Keith Olbermann crowd, not interested. But generally speaking, I feel like the heavy majority of people fall into that whole 70% demographic where we're basically like, I have my opinions, you have your opinions, but at the end of the day, I'm fine if you defer from my opinions on politics. At the end of the day, I just don't want them in my movies, in my comics, in my award shows, in my sports. And I think that that's where we're getting to now, is that people are starting to see that the whole politically driven agendas and all of that is falling flat on its face. And this is a good sign for all of us. Hopefully this trend continues with everything that continues to shove it down our throats, because it continues to fail constantly. It always fails. So if, like, when I get on here, I don't know, like, some of you may think you know where I lie politically, but I don't try to push my political opinions onto our audience. I have opinions, but I'm fine if you disagree with my opinions. And you may be shocked at my opinion, and you may not be. And you may be shocked at where my opinions were 5 or 6 years ago politically. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to put those opinions as my platform here on YouTube. What I'm trying to do is talk about the hypocrisy going on in the entertainment industry right now and how it's having such a negative effect. And I think that the more we see the data come out, the more we see the facts come out, it's just showing that Jimmy Kimmel, we don't care about your politics. Hollywood, we don't care about your politics. Hollywood has this idea that they believe we should believe as them and that we already do. They think that it's okay for them to get up on stage and tell us how horrible of a human being we are and how great they are. And now the facts are like slapping them right in the face. And it's so funny to watch it happen and unfold. So how does this work into the geek community? Well, obviously, that's a pretty easy question to answer. We've seen it in Star Wars. We're currently seeing it in Star Wars right now. We've seen it in Ghostbusters. We've seen it in Marvel Comics. We've seen it with movies left and right. You can't dislike a movie right now without being accused of being some type of ist. You're either a sexist, a racist, or something like that. And it's absolutely ridiculous, the identity politics that are going on with everything. And that's the radicals on the left and the right. That's the crazies. I tend to get more annoyed with the crazies on the left than I do the crazies on the right. But trust me, I get annoyed with both of them. But now we're at a point where now the actual data and the actual dollars is actually showing some signs that people are sick to death of this. So we have to continue to vote with our wallets. I know a lot of you have, mirrored that thoughts in these comments, especially with something like Han Solo. But it's like the Marvel Comics aspect, that whole social justice agenda-driven BS that they were trying, it failed. Like, the comics did not sell. And that's the whole point of it. Like, you continue pandering this crowd, they don't care. And so what we're seeing now is maybe we can get back to how it used to be, where it was like, tell good stories with good characters. Don't try to force agendas into it. I'm not saying it's going to stop completely. because it's clearly not going to stop completely. Because Hollywood, they just, in their minds, they feel like they have to show you that they're better than you, and they have to present that. I mean, I can listen to anything like Green Day. Okay, Green Day is my favorite band. Okay, love Green Day. I don't agree with their politics a lot, and sometimes they're way out there with their politics. Still my favorite band. I love Green Day. Now, Green Day hasn't been relevant in several years, but I mean, I'm going back to the Dookie days and the American Idiot and even 21st Century Breakdown. Phenomenal albums. So I love Green Day. I don't have to agree with their politics, but at least I know where they stand and I know where they're coming from. And they're being authentic with what they say, even if I don't agree with it. I can appreciate it from where they're coming from. Yeah, so I'm just happy to see that this political correctness BS is, it looks like that there's finally signs that this crap is coming to an end. Everything that they try to push politics into, it continues to slip backwards. So we're seeing it with Star Wars. We're seeing the effects in Star Wars. We've seen it in the NFL. We've seen it in the music industry. We've seen it at the Oscars. We're even seeing it on social media platforms now. This is a good sign. PC culture is dying. It's dying. It's not dying fast, but it's a slow, agonizing death for them. And eventually, hopefully, they're going to figure this out and get that we don't care about their politics. I don't care about yours. You don't care about mine, personally. So, and I think that's the way it should be. Can we have a conversation about it? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I don't try to push politics into Geeks and Gamers. I try to give you my opinion. But like I said, my team is full of people that don't agree with me, socially, politically, and just in terms of films and games. And that's how it should be, is you should have diverse opinions. Forget diverse people and all that. All I'm worried about is diverse opinions. And if you happen to be a different skin color or a different sex, that's great too. I'm not trying to just go, oh, you're a woman, come over here, and you're a black guy, I need you here. You know, no, none of that nonsense. It's just, hey, do you have a different opinion than me? All right, great, because we could use that here. So, what do you guys think about this? Is politically correct? Is the political correctness culture dying? All of the data is showing it. Are you happy about this? Does this excite you moving forward, or you just feel like we're at a lost cause? I would like to know your thoughts. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later.